morning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 14th of September. Now, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. My videos are for entertainment purposes only. So take from them what you choose. Some things I get right, some things change. As we know here, the world is changing constantly at the moment. There's so much going on. So all I can do is give you the messages that come through on the day that I'm doing the reading. Please hit those like buttons, guys, and feel free to comment down below. It's great to hear from you guys. We keep each other up to date. We build a little community here of like-minded people, and we keep each other up to date with what's happening around the globe because we're all from different parts of the world. Cheers, everybody. I've got my coffee. Oh, I'm so white after winter. Look how pale my arms are. I've got to get some colour happening. You feel so white after winter. Not that we had much of a winter. First off, I've got a little bit of admin, guys. Firstly, a little video popped up on my feed this morning about China. China's getting flooding in some of its provinces. Really severe flooding. Oh, it's so frustrating. It just moves around the country, doesn't it? And now, not only have they got flooding, but apparently a heap of is it alligators, crocodiles? No, they have alligators there, don't they? Have escaped. There's like 70 in the flood waters. Can you imagine that? Not only have you been flooded, but then there's like these huge alligators or whatever they are just swimming around as well. Like, oh my God. So, and I noticed it's obviously in the outskirts. So don't know what's going to be the setup for that down the track in Panda. Meaning the communist country China, if you're new here. So they've got severe flooding in parts now with alligators. I don't think they call them crocodiles, do they? Is it only Australia that calls them crocodiles? I have to ask my daughter that. She's really good with animal stuff. Sorry, guys. I can be a bit clueless at times. Gosh, sometimes I look at your alligators over there in America. Sometimes they'll have a little YouTube clip or something pop up with a massive alligator on the golf course or something. They're absolutely massive. They are like prehistoric creatures, aren't they? Like dinosaurs. They are huge. I don't know. And there's still people playing golf around this. Oh my God. They are absolutely massive. I know we get big crocs as well, but I tell you what, the alligators are massive in some of your parts, guys. Okay. We have a win, guys. Yay! We've got a win for the little people down under. It's a miracle. I couldn't believe it. And guess what it was around? Yep. What have I been talking about for the past couple of weeks? Qantas Airlines, Alan Joyce, the CEO, leaving, and all the kerfuffle that's gone on around Qantas. Oh, I keep hitting my poor plant. Sorry, plant. Well, there's been a big high court case and the little people have won. They've won it, guys. It's a miracle. All the workers, this is a baggage handlers, cleaners, I would say probably. I think it's mostly the baggage handlers and cleaners, but it could be others as well. 1,700 of them took Qantas to court, and yesterday they won. They were all sacked 3 years ago when the CV started. And this would be globally. This would have happened all around the world too, not just here in Oz, with Qantas, the Aussie airline, that Alan Joyce was running. You know, the guy I can't stand. They were sacked 3 years ago, so that means they did, and some of them had been with the company for like up to 20 years. Like there was, you know, this is nuts. And then they were without income because it was a time when they probably had to go on job seeker and all that sort of silly packages during the CV event. Hard to get work when you're trained and specialised in one thing. So they all got just wiped out their jobs. And now Qantas has to back pay them millions and millions of dollars. So awesome. That's such a big win for the little people, guys. So the High Court ruled that in favour of the little guy. The little people won, and they're going to get back paid for the last 3 years. Yeah, good. That can come out of Qantas's massive profits that they keep talking about. I think they're even considering getting rid of the board at Qantas that makes the decisions. A shame they don't take it out of Alan Joyce's $15 million share bonus that he cashed in. So the little nobodies have a win. The little people, peasants, Lego people, yay. had a win, and they apparently the High Court proved that they were illegal sackings. They were sacked illegally. Yay, that's just the best. They didn't sort of go into too much if it was around mandates, because I don't think this was actually the mandate issue. This was actually about he just got rid of all the staff. And that's when all the airlines shut down, which a lot of you guys experienced as well. So that is huge, guys. That's a win for the little people. That's truths coming out. A lot of this stuff that's been done globally, so keep your hope alive, guys, has been done illegally. I told you about all the police fines and things in Melbourne all getting thrown out of court. If you were crossing the road or sitting at a park bench, all got thrown out because it's all illegal. So the lawyers are now having a field day. They're the ones that are winning out of all this, aren't they? They're making all the bucks now because they're having a few wins. The old lawyers are stepping in and... So a lot of things have been done illegally during... Well, we know they have. Don't even get me started on Big Pharma rushing the trial jab through. All right, one more thing in admin. Last night on TV, I keep talking to you guys about the supermarkets and how they're going to bring the prices down. Well, now Coles, apparently, here in Australia, I don't know if many of you guys have got Coles, you might have. Coles is now getting their staff, yes, because shoplifting is on the rise because of, how expensive everything's getting and people are stealing things and, they're losing too much money through shoplifting. I mean, I'm sure that with their billions and millions and squillions of dollars profit, they can manage to cover it. But, oh, no. The workers are now going to wear body cams. Yep, they're hanging body cameras around their neck to film everything. Film everything, like the police do. Body cams. What is that? What is going on? Now, I'm sorry, but if people aren't realising that, like I said to my hubby last night, this was on Current Affair, that show I watch for comedy, really. I said to him, well, okay, so now all the Coles people are wearing cameras. Like, imagine the cost of setting that up. Like, seriously, haven't they got cameras in the store? Like, for shoplifting and all that sort of stuff? I mean, we know where it's headed, the whole tracking and tracing and all this kind of thing. But the cost of putting body cams around these Coles workers' necks, I'm thinking it would be cheaper to just write off the shoplifting, wouldn't you? Just my opinion. But anyway, they think people are completely stupid, which sometimes you do have to wonder why people aren't just questioning everything like us, the BS detectives, do. It's complete madness. Never boring down under, is it? Maybe that's what Elbow is giving his little tick of approval for, to bring in the the body cams. Oh my God. They're turning into detectives now, the people working at Coles and at the supermarkets. Oh, it's complete madness. It is complete madness. What? I don't even get it. God, they won't have jobs soon anyway because it's all going to be AI, as we know. Self-serve, do everything yourself. I told you about my last experience at IKEA. I know you've all got IKEA. How there was just all self-serve. With big trolleys of furniture and all this stuff. And can you imagine how slow people are doing it all? God, I would be the worst. I avoid those things. They had to open a special checkout so we could pay cash, and get served by a human being. Like, just nuts. Anyway, we know where it's all headed. All right, enough of the admin. Let's get started, guys. We'll see what comes up. My tummy's making gurgling sounds, so I'll just have some coffee. God, I'm getting this name, Rodriguez. That sounds Mexican to me. I'm just getting all this under this umbrella. Cartel, Mexico. There's huge Mexican cartels making big inroads. Now we know that Mexican border's kind of a shambles. It's saying that the fences are cut, people are going through, we know there's no control pretty much on the Mexican borders of America. The cartel is moving and it's showing me them creeping because drug lords, a lot of money to be made. A whole new world, isn't it, for them? They've got all these new targets. So I do feel like the cartel is really moving into America. I know that's not great news, guys, but that's the reality. We know drugs, and people are going to be looking for that more too, because everybody's stressed and overwhelmed. So they're going to look for that little bit of escapism, aren't they? So we know that drugs is going to be kind of on the rise. But they've got their perfect opportunity. The open border, pretty much, might as well call it an open border. And they're moving on in. And it's the people you least expect. It's saying it's like the family man, because I guess we class this as all immigration. The family man, the lovely family next door. These are the ones that are going to be the distributors. People aren't going to suspect anything, but they're really creeping around those edges of America now. The cartel's on the move. Oh, and of course Biden will do nothing about it. It's like he encourages it, isn't it? Remember when he did his big border visit? There was no one there. Too funny. Oh, it is entertaining, isn't it? So I do feel like this is what's happening. The drug issues are on the rise now. That's just what I'm getting in America, which I don't think is any surprise for anyone, especially if a lot of people are becoming in massive debt, homeless. Tent cities are just going through the roof. I mean, you think about it, people sitting around in, is it Philadelphia we've had before, and places like that, where, oh God, even in Los Angeles and these kind of places, they're just, what else are people going to do all day? If they're depressed and sitting around in a tent city, they're just going to take drugs. Not all of them, but it's a good opportunity for the cartel to get their little claws into America. That's what I'm getting. They're like clawing in. It's not good. The kingpins. What do you call them? Kingpins. Yeah, the honchos are loving it. All right. Not good for you, America. We need Biden out now. That would be good. And then tighten up the border. Oh, God. All right. Let's see where we go. I'm in England, and I'm getting that they're summoning a lot of, locals. Summoning a lot of locals. I would say this would be about... what they're saying is they're dishing out the fines. In England, we know it's all happening. In Wales as well, Louise. These ULEZ, you guys are unreal. You keep me up to date with it all. It's such a circus show. But they're dishing out the fines now. Now, you think about it. People, not us, because we know it's coming. We see it all. We know it's such a circus. But these people who have now had to take off their bubble denial suits and are being forced to look at the truths of their lives and where it's headed are going to get a real shock. When they get their fine in the mail or wherever they receive it on their phone, probably their smartphone. That's what they call the cameras too, smart cameras or something. Like if that doesn't, on those Coles workers, if that doesn't send alarm bells, smart cameras. Oh my God. Getting back to, when they get their fines in the mail, it'll give them a shock. But see, the amount isn't huge, is it? I think it's is it 12, is it pounds you talk about, or 20? That would be $24 probably here. I think you double it. Or, oh no, it might be 6. I'm not sure. But they're not extreme, are they? So these will start to come in and people will sort of go, oh, that's a bit weird. They'll think it's a bit weird. I mean, we have e-tags and e-tolls here near Sydney as well. And you have to register your vehicle and you drive through. There's no more toll gates and all that anymore. So really, it's going to trick people, I think, for a little while. People aren't going to register what's exactly going on. See, this is what we have to remember, guys. They aren't aware of the 15-minute city plans. They're not aware that a lot of this is around car emissions and you've got a bad car and you can't drive further than there because your car's going to emit, toxic fumes and destroy the planet. They're not aware of all that. So the first few times, if they get these things, they might just pay them and be a bit clueless. Because don't forget, they're probably not going to tell them the truth about why they're getting the fine. They could tell them anything. They could tell them anything. See, people aren't going to piece that together because the wording, as we know here, the wording in their fines will be very clever. It's going to be about, they're going to have to put in things about zones and all that. But then people will just think, like I said, they're new, like tolls, and they're not realizing that every single time that you cross that line or you go out of your jurisdiction, that you're going to get fined. Go to the next one, you're going to get double that fine. You know, it'll go on and on. So if you go for a trip, you're going to have to add all these costs on. See, this is where it gets crazy. But don't worry, because they're going to figure it out. But they've got to figure it out at their own pace. There's nothing we can do about it, guys. It's complete madness. So I get in England, people are going to start getting sent their fines now. And it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird for people because they don't understand it. They don't know. See, people don't know. We know. I know that you guys know. But these people, they're still... See, they're not denying all this stuff now. A lot of them. They're not denying it because they're having to look and see it. But they're still got to figure out. It's that crime investigation board. They're still having to do... So what's sushi? Why is sushi... And that's Rishi Sunak, if anyone's new. Why is sushi implementing all these changes? Like, is it to build better roads? See, this is how they're going to think. They're going to think, oh, are there more zone fees so that we can have better roads or better lighting systems? Like, they're not going to piece it together. Even the cameras. I keep saying, we're on it. We understand. And maybe they're starting to educate people now because they kind of have to when there's ULEZ signs or whatever everywhere. Which will be coming here soon. I don't even doubt it. But people just think they're like speed cameras and that. You think subliminally. There's been speed cameras around for yonks. There's a camera pointing at you everywhere on every road and highway. Even the back streets if you're speeding near a school zone or something. So it's all a bit normalised up to this point. So they don't know that it's the whole system change. So... I do feel like, you know, we know Sushi's flicked out the red carpet and he's getting on to everything really fast now. And it's sort of so fast that people can't see what's going on still. They're still, they're blinded by the trickery still. But that's all right. They'll figure it out. Just give them, it takes a long time, doesn't it, guys? We just want them to wake up. They are waking up, though. They are. They're still in a little bit of a, between asleep and awake. They're still in that phase in between where they're still rubbing their eyes and needing to splash and wash their face so they can see things with clearer vision. But it is happening. That's in England. Oh, you got a lot going on over there. You really have. I watched a Richard Vobes video today, guys, about he was talking about the cameras in the supermarkets and how they just film everything. So we're not far behind you there in the UK. We've got the Coles cameras coming in, body cam, the smart cameras. Oh, as soon as you hear the word smart, you just switch off, don't you, and go, oh, here we go, another device to control us. Complete madness. All right, let's keep going. Gosh, I really feel like, I've been saying for a long time, probably a year now, the construction industry is really going to suffer. All these little mid-sized building companies are really going to go under now. That whole industry is like flipping on its head, the guides are saying, because big corporate wants it all to themselves. They don't want the little man building individual homes and all that. They want it all production line. We know they want us all living in shoe boxes that are all smart shoe boxes to live in. This is what they want. So I feel like there's still a lot in the construction area that are going to go under now. Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? Even companies that have got thousands and thousands of workers that have been going for umpteen years, they're going to have a real slump where they're going to just get taken out of the industry as well now. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of jobs still in this housing, which sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy because everybody's thinking, well, aren't they building more houses? Isn't there funding? God, in Australia here, there's something about they're pouring a heap into housing, which I know a lot of you guys are having as well. But it's different. It's big corporate coming in and building their production line. You know, where they build a big estate and the houses are on top of each other, no trees. You have one universal park, one little shopping centre, and everyone is like living in each other's pockets. Well, there's more and more of that, but it's all production line by big corporate with the great investors. So everything's going to be moving forward. It's going to be less of that individuality around housing. It's going to be a lot more structured and basic, very basic. So sadly, again, a lot of job loss around the mid-range construction industry. I still get that. A lot of them have already gone under in Melbourne here. That's an area I've been talking about. It's an area that's getting really affected. And it could even be with interest rate rises too. People can't afford to build new homes. Naturally, you would expect that. So their industry is going to... And the cost of materials, you know, huge. And because, as we all know, they're doing away with gas. They're going to stop you having wood fires in your home. We know how it's going to go. I ain't giving up my wood fire, and I'm sure a lot of you are like that too. That's just what I'm getting. Gosh, here I was telling you guys the other day how you can't even just go and throw a fishing line in a... Well, where I live, I'm sure it's in Australia. You can't just go and cut down a bit of wood in the bush because you get fined. Then they always seem to fine people. You hear of it all the time. People throw a fishing line in. If you haven't got a license and they measure your fish, they're like very, very fussy. So everything's pretty controlled in these areas. The freedom hasn't been there for a number of years. And I'm sure you guys probably experienced that too, where you're living as well. Everything is controlled by government, isn't it? Even the most basic things, like going wood carting. I remember when I moved here 22 years ago, and we used to go wood carting all the time. Wood was so available. You just take your ute out, you get a truckload of wood, you come home. I don't even do that now. I don't even know anyone around here that actually carts their own wood now. Everybody buys it. And it's like $300, which would probably be nearly $600 for some of you overseas. $300 for a trailer load of wood. But cheaper than electricity, I'm guessing, still. Anyway, let's keep going, guys. So, yeah, a lot of strange, you know, the freedoms have been slowly being taken off us for a long time anyway. All right, see where else we go. I wish I didn't, but I keep getting Fiji. Like I was Hawaii, but it could be for different reasons. Doesn't mean it's going to be wiped out. I do get this like connection with China. I hope it's not. We know China took over Solomon Islands here, and they've brought in a lot of military and put on the island. There was a bit of an uproar by the people. I mean, anyone on a tropical island, you would not want China coming and taking over, would you? Then losing your beautiful freedom. But I am getting Fiji still. I wish I wasn't, but I am. We'll have to see what's happening over there. Okay. I'm getting Hawaiian Islands again. Oh, that's just been shocking, hasn't it? You can't get over what happened in Maui. So many questions. So many unanswered questions is probably more the truth. I do feel like it's put Hawaii on high alert too. I feel like people are a bit fearful in the surrounding area of Hawaii, around that Maui too. They're a little uncertain of everything and how did that happen, and it could happen to us. So it's put, as we know, brilliant, perfect for the narrative. It's put enormous fear in a lot of people in Hawaii because they keep thinking if that happened to them, that could happen to us. Like we could be just wiped out like that. So it has put a lot of fear in the people of Hawaii because they realise a lot of these people in Maui now have absolutely nothing, because most of them probably wouldn't have had insurance, I would think. So it's a scary thought for other people as well, because I mean, half the people can't afford insurance now anyway. The alarms weren't sounded. Hello, what's the point of it all? And now it's sadly, put fear in the people of Hawaii in a different way. Yes, the jab fear wasn't working anymore, so we'll go for something else. And it really has put a lot of fear in the other surrounding areas of Hawaii. That's so sad. How's this the fear? And not only just the fear, it's like I said to you the other day, guys, people talk, they have relatives, blah, blah, blah. We would do that. And they're now feeling fearful of their government. A lot of them are feeling unsure about the government. Like, was this something that was done intentionally? Could this have been strange? Like, a lot of questions around government forming, which is good. You want people waking up and seeing that, maybe we can't believe everything governments tell us. Oh, yes, hello. Since they lie and have done for many, many years, it's not something new. I think that's why it was so shocking with the CV guys, wasn't it? Because we all know government lies, but everyone believed it. Well, not everyone. We didn't. None of us here did we? Why would you trust your government, especially with a trial jab? But, that has, if anyone's injured, you don't get compensation or anything for that. So, big pharma's exempt from that. So you take it at your own risk. They should have been telling people. But safe and effective. Safe and effective, all right, not. As we keep talking about the amount of people that we know that have had strokes and heart attacks. All of us know people that have had strokes and heart attacks and side effects in general. It's just such a crazy thing. All right, guys. Let me just see if there's one more thing and then we'll pull some cards. I'm getting Australia again. Elbow, he's probably back from his G20 summit. We're on a learning curve. We're trialing something down here. Oh, maybe it's the body cams. But we are trialing a few things down here now. I think Dictator Dan, like I keep saying, he's going to be one to roll it out first. So be ready, guys. I did say stuff about the farmlands down there, so I hate... We know what happened in Netherlands. I know you guys keep me up to date with a lot of these things. But I do feel Australia's on a bit of a learning curve now. That's the government leaders. They're going to really implement stuff. They're going to implement stuff. But we're getting learning curves. So maybe they've got to... what it might mean is they've learnt of things like, for example, I would say Netherlands and things that went wrong. And so now they've got to do it a different way. This is in Australia. And I'm getting Dictator Dan in Victoria, getting the farms, renewables. I feel he's just going to dump stuff on people's land. He's going to have the legal rights. And we know, see, this is where it comes back to the Indigenous, the voice, because they're going to get given their land back. If the yes vote goes through, that I keep talking about, guys, the Indigenous Aboriginals here are going to get their land back. They're making all these land claims already. It's already started. They're after all the land back. And they're going to try and control, well, they think. But as we know here, they're going to get it taken off them again. See, they're not even aware that all these big companies are just going to come in and take the land. I can't. It's just so sad. They don't even know. They don't even know what's going on. It's very complicated, isn't it, down here in Oz? But I do feel like Dictator Dan's got that go-ahead now with something. It's been hidden, but I don't think it's going to be hidden anymore. Because they've learnt from the learning curves what works and what doesn't. So he's going to do it a different way to, for example, Netherlands. I'm getting Hippo too now in New Zealand. He might be going to try the same thing, but I don't think it's going to happen before your elections. But I reckon he'll try it afterwards if he gets in. Mr. VIP. It's not good. All right, guys. How about we pull some cards? It's going to be so interesting to see what happens in those New Zealand elections, guys. I'm going to pull some Awakened by Ginny. You know, the eagle energy. These are cute. It doesn't come with many cards in the pack, actually. It's a very simple pack. It's like half the size of a normal card pack. But it's got some cute little visuals and things, hasn't it? Revision. My energy flows freely. How are you guys going with all your ailments and aches and pains? I've not been too bad. I keep getting massages and doing things. I'm getting more sleep. Look at that. She's getting more sleep there. I keep saying, guys, how sleep helps us to heal. When we're not getting sleep, it's like we can't heal properly because our body hasn't got the time to recover. So really focus on your sleep. If you're not sleeping properly, look at ways to sleep. Get your sleep tea. Change your body clock around. You know, I found an example is when I went through menopause, I had to go to bed later. I used to go to bed at 9:30, 10, and then now I go to bed at like 11, 11:30, and I sleep better. It's like sometimes your body clock can get out of rhythm if you've had sore knees or backs and that too. So look at changing maybe your sleep time. But look at your teas. Swap your teas around like Sandy suggested the other day. You know, we're having that valerian tea, root tea. We've both been having good sleep. Like you said, Chris, it's quite strong, isn't it? I mix a tiny bit in a diffuser with my normal sleep tea. So you can just mix it up a bit, guys. You know, things can change too. You have to keep, I think, mixing it up a bit. But try and get rest. That could even be just having a nana nap and just having rest too. Having time out for yourself. That helps your energy to flow better too because you don't keep jamming up. We are light. Life, love me, I am light. Keep shining bright, guys. Keep yourself warm and lit up inside, which means really to me, keep yourself happy and whole. Happy and whole. It's that warmth from within. Ignite your soul. Do the things that bring you to life. Give you that good energy. You know, that creativity. Follow your passions. Sandy talks about that in her book, Finding Stillness. Creativity is such, she says it, bring out your creative powerhouse, you know. That's what brings you to life. I give and receive in perfect balance, gratitude. And yeah, and just be grateful. Grateful for your health, your well-being. I give and receive in perfect balance. See, again, it's that balance card. We've been getting that all week, really, haven't we, about balance, finding that good balance. Because like I said to you, I think it was yesterday, when your body's out of alignment, which is what happens with our backs, our legs, our knees, our feet, our toes, all those things, it puts everything else out in our body. You know, it makes logical sense that you've got to get everything lined up again. I said, you know, Bashar's got good videos about getting in alignment, and so does Esther Hicks. I know a lot of you probably watch those too. Esther Hicks is very interesting about alignment because alignment is a vibrational frequency too. That's why we manifest things here, because when you have synchronistic moments or you see signs and things like that, it's also showing you that you're in alignment, you're in a good vibrational space. Let's pull a soul expression card, guys. We'll just pull one of these today. Oh, I've got a nice sunny day here. We're getting such warm temperatures, guys. Abnormal for spring. Normally spring here is so windy and we get that cold air off the snow. But they've had more snow up there, though. They had a dump of snow the other day, so the ski season is still continuing. I thought it would have melted away. But we had like 20 degrees yesterday, and today is like 23 degrees. It's like a summer's day. It's the strangest thing. It really is so weird. It's been so abnormally warm. Oh, perhaps it's climate change. Global warming, do you think? Oh, stop it. God, we have some laughs here, guys. It's that ridiculous what we're going through, isn't it? In the moment. I'm in my body, grounded, conscious, and aware in this current moment. Our favourite place to be, guys, isn't it? In the now, in the moment, finding stillness. Like I said yesterday, sorry about my dogs barking yesterday. Weren't they so naughty yesterday? Because they get all excited because they're going for a walk. And then they go in their up energy and they're very hard to bring down unless I've got Sandy with me and we put them on the leads and bring them down. Yeah, it's very frustrating sometimes. But I was talking about that. It's very hard for me to hear past the loudest sound, which was them barking, for example. But I was saying, and I know, Sue, you mentioned it, in between those dogs bark in the distance and my dog's barking, I could hear the bees buzzing in the hedge. And that's the first time I've ever heard a quieter sound in amongst the loudest sound, because I took my mind off the loudest sound. I tried to practice it myself and I put it on another sound, the quieter sound, which was a little bee buzzing in the hedge. It was weird. Try and practice it, guys. It's very interesting. In that book, she gives you the tools on how to do that. It's not easy though. I get very distracted. I admit it. I'm sure most of you are guilty of it too, of the loudest sound. It takes a lot of practice to calm your mind. And when you can calm down, it calms your pets or other people around you, that sort of thing, which is not easy to do. I'm not very good at it at all. I have to admit it, I'm not. Let me see if there's anything else to close with today, guys. I'm getting a Queen song. Oh, Eddie. Is it Eddie Mercury? What's his name? Yeah, is that him? Yeah, that's him. I'm getting that song. Is this the real life? Is it just fantasy? How's the intro? Easy come, easy go. Oh, that's a great song. Is that Bohemian Rhapsody? I think it is. But that's exactly what is happening. Is this the real life? Is it just fantasy? I don't even know. We're going to have to go and listen to the words of that song today. I'm going to leave you with that song today because I think there's some meaning in that song. I'm going to go listen to that now, actually. I'm sure it's Bohemian Rhapsody, isn't it? Because it feels like we're living in a bloody fantasy show. It doesn't even feel real. All the crap they've been dishing out to people is just insane to us, isn't it? It doesn't even make sense. There's no logic in any of it. Fortunately for most of us, we weren't caught up in the jab wheel hypnosis and we didn't get dragged down that road, the road to nowhere. That is the immortal CV virus that keeps continuing. We're just not on, we were never on that road. So I am getting that song. It just feels like a fantasy that we're watching play out, and we're not in it. It's like we're not in it. It's weird. It's almost like we could be the narrator of the story, just holding the book, telling the story. We talk here a lot about books, escaping from clown world, journeying to Terabella, which is our new happy life we've discovered. But it's like we're the narrators now. We're the BS. Not only the BS detectives, we're the BS narrators. So we're now, it's like telling that story, is it from a third person or however they say that? We're the narrators now that are just like, it's like telling the story or like, but it feels like, is this real life or is it just fantasy, a fiction, you know? That's how it feels, doesn't it, guys? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Let's go play that song, guys. I think there's meaning in that song. Oh, no, it's Freddie Mercury. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, don't even worry about me. I was thinking of someone from Pearl Jam then. Freddie Mercury. I think it's Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh, God, I'm clueless sometimes. I get too much information coming through. Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. Guides are just... Sorry, guys. Oh, sometimes the guides just keep talking to me. And I'm like, I can't... I'm trying to... See, this is... I've got to stop listening to the loudest noise, which is the guides, and focus on you guys. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Look, have a wonderful day. Please subscribe. Check out the song Bohemian Rhapsody, I think it's called. And I will see you tomorrow, guys. Please feel free to comment down below. Let us know what's happening in your part of the world. And I will say goodbye from Australia. Take care. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.